With me now is Dr. Atul Gawande, a prominent member of President-elect Biden's Coronavirus Advisory Board. Dr. Gawande, it's great to have you with us. First of all, what is your reaction when you hear those travelers rationalizing their behavior? Because ultimately, everyone rationalizes. It says, I haven't traveled all year, or I'm taking extra precautions, or I'm taking the appropriate measures. But in the end, they're still ignoring the warnings.
Well, I'm not going to shame the folks who have to travel. Some people, it really is necessity. There are medical reasons, there's mental health reasons, a variety of things. What I will say is, after Thanksgiving, at Thanksgiving, there was a lot of travel, and yet people clearly tightened up in a lot of parts of the country, and we've seen some of the peaks start to come down in middle parts of the country. The critical things have been, even when you've traveled, you are wearing a mask. You're not gathering with large parties indoors. You're minimizing those approaches, and people are quarantining in advance. They're obtaining testing. I think a lot of people are being as smart as they can be about it. That said, we are still seeing surge on surge, and that mix is going to mean it's getting worse long before it will get better. Coming out of the holidays, what we do is going to be critical. We are at past 300,000 deaths. The next 100,000, getting to 400,000 deaths, is already baked in based on the number of infections that we already saw this past week. And then the coming month, if with all this travel, it continues to rise, we are going to have more requirements in order to get to where we're going. We've got to be in masks. It's got to be across the country. We will have to deploy much more widespread testing. We'll need to have a national strategy. Come the new president-elect, come the new president, I think we finally will start to have that strategy come into place. And that's the element that's missing. We just haven't had a concerted strategy here.
So when we look at some of the numbers, as you said, some of the deadliest days on record in this pandemic have all been after the Thanksgiving break. If we are to apply the same kind of rationale to what we will likely see after December 24th, when these numbers, as we just put on the screen, 84 million people traveling between now and January 3rd, what concerns you the most as we get into the new year before President-elect Joe Biden gets in place and puts forward a new strategy?
Well, first of all, I want to point out that as you looked at that graph, there was a peak and it started to come down. And so, the behavior that even despite Thanksgiving, we see the public making a change in behaviors. And I think we're seeing some payoff, starting to see some payoff from that. That said, at the holidays, we may still see another, we may see that and stop going down, and we need it to go way down. What I'll point out is we're at now over 2,500 deaths a day. That makes the coronavirus the #1 killer in the country. It's no longer heart disease. It's no longer cancer. It is the coronavirus. And that means that as we come out, the place I have the biggest concern about are hospital systems and our ability to take care of folks. Already I'm a surgeon, and we've had to now start dialing back on non-urgent surgery and asking people to delay their surgery. So, we're in this together, and I think a concerted strategy that really deploys large-scale testing, getting everybody in masks, including really pushing hard that we're all doing this, and then we need to get that relief through. Right. We have to support the restaurants and the bars, because those places are not going to be able to have the capacity that they have had, or else that'll keep on driving things.
All right, Dr. Atul Gawande, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, sir. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.